Hippo Balls Week 10 coming to you live from the Hippo Den. It is Hippo himself, very hungover from the FSU game last night, but let's get into it. We got who's back, who's dead, who's not back, but not dead. A lot to talk about today. I spent a lot of time researching this stuff, but let's start with who's back. A lighter subject, state of Florida football. The state of Florida football is back. FSU stomped out Syracuse. UF stomped out South Carolina. Stomped out Georgia Tech. Not a bad game for And UCF stomped out Tulane. I didn't even know Tulane was ranked, or UCF. Pretty crazy. Good game for UCF. They all covered. So if you had the Florida parlay, good for you. Next up on who's back, democracy. Democracy. We did it. Even without the help of democracy, Dan, this year, we did it mainly. While Florida is dark red, the rest of the country saved democracy. Mainly the TikTok dancing, gender fluid, downy soft Gen Zers came out in full force and said, "Don't tread on us," pushing the likes of John Fetterman over Dr. Oz. Good for Gen Zers. They saved everybody. They saved America. Not democracy, Dan. The Dems kept the Senate and can pick up another seat if Warnock beats that shithead Herschel Walker. I assume Warnock's going to win. I don't know, because you got that one guy in West Virginia Mansion who's like kind of pub. He's a Dem, but he's kind of pub, so he kind of fucks us once in a while. It would be better to have another seat. Kamala is still the tiebreaker if we need it, but it would be better to have one more. So let's see how that goes. Usually presidents running for a second term lose a bunch of seats no matter the party. So it's super impressive to see Biden, who has a very low approval rating and is 900 years old in a terrible economy, be able to hold off like this. Clearly people saw pubs as too extreme and didn't like no abortions and January 6th and election denialism and Trump. Moving on to who's dead, Trump. There was no red wave, and the candidates he endorsed all took it, no lube. He has been completely unhinged on Truth Social, taking shots at Ron DeSanctimonious, and even candidates he endorsed and won, he's still calling them bums. It's crazy. Dems and pubs are uniting and telling him to shut the fuck up, and clearly DeSantis has the power in the party now. While he still has loyal psychos ready to die on a hill for him, he has left the Republican Party in shambles pretty much. There are still rumblings that he will announce he is running, and a DeSantis versus Trump battle will be popcorn worthy. I don't think he has a chance if DeSantis runs, but that's just my opinion. Next up on the Who's Dead list, this is a huge story. FTX, Sam, Almeida, and crypto in general. Ponzi's are going to Ponzi, and I definitely got caught with my pants down on this one. Lost a ton of money per usual in the crypto space. Crypto and Web3 is in complete tatters right now, and it's all because of this fat vegan fuckface Sam Bankman-Fried, or SBF as the virgins like to call him. He is 100% to blame, basically. The story is crazy. Going to be a Netflix movie for sure, or even in theaters. It's that good. Some background of the main characters. SBF was the CEO of FTX, who historically said he wanted to make billions to give back to society in a give to earn type of way. What a great guy, right? He's the son of Joseph Bankman and Barbara Fried, who I'll get into more shortly. Then there's Caroline Ellison, who's the CEO of Almeida, daughter of Glenn Ellison, department head of economics. And then there's Gary Gensler, who's the SEC head and former professor of economics. Joseph Bankman, who's the dad of SBF, is a federal tax law creator. His mom, Barbara, is the head of Mind the Gap, the biggest Democratic PAC in the country. And his aunt, Linda Fried, is a member of the World Economic Forum. So it's time for a little tinfoil hat hippo here. Biden announced his presidential campaign April 25th of 2019. 13 days later, SBF launches FTX exchange and is overnight a massive success and enables Sam to become the second biggest Biden donor for his last campaign. The crime basically was that SBF was taking all of our user funds and giving them straight to his fuck buddy, this girl, Caroline Ellison of Almeida, who's this little lawn gnome, disgusting. They both are horrifically looking, to cover their horrible calls. So Almeida's betting on a bunch of shit. They're losing all their money. They're down like $10 billion, and he's fucking this girl in their Bahamas. Where are they? I think they're in the Bahamas in this like 10-person fuck palace, bunch of dweebs, and they're just fucking each other and losing all of our money basically. She loses $10 billion. She blows him. He gives her $10 billion of our money. And then somehow we all find this out. Everyone tries to withdraw their money, and no one can do so. They lock all the accounts. It's crazy that they're not all arrested yet. That's another tinfoil reason. Like, why is he not running? Why is he not arrested? I know there was reports that some of them, including her, are trying to flee to Dubai. They're all still in the Bahamas right now, allegedly. And then a day later, so everyone's accounts get frozen. No one except for people in the Bahamas can withdraw their money, which is pretty sketchy because it's just them basically withdrawing their money. Next day, they get hacked for the rest of the money, which basically was just them hacking themselves. And they were able to change all their books to make it look, they had like a back door built in that let billions be hacked and then make changes to the company financial record, without flagging transactions, either internally or externally. Someone smarter than me picked up on it, I guess. So here's more tinfoilness. Gary Gensler, who's the head of the SEC, wants regulations in crypto, and of course crypto wants to be kept decentralized. SBF testifies in front of Congress about being pro-regulation and hating on Bitcoin, which is a weird move for him because he's the head of a crypto exchange. 2 days after all this shit happens with Almeida and SBF and them losing $10 billion somehow and everyone freaking out because we're all poor now, Digital Commodities Consumer Protection Act bill is brought up to a vote in Congress. FTX bankruptcy shows the company had liabilities of $50 billion. Enron only had $23 billion, so that shows you how big everyone's fucked. This is super duper tinfoil hat time. The co-founder of MarketDAO, which is another crypto thing, tweeted that the CIA, Mossad, and the pedo elite are running some kind of sex trafficking, entrapment, blackmail ring out of the Caribbean islands, such as Bahamas. Said they are going to frame him and he will end up dead. His body washes up on shore a day later, so his tweet was kind of right. Now, the rumor is he connected FTX to the pedophile ring. He tried to expose that FTX had no money, and that Almeida's logo is a direct copy of a pedo ring called the Little Child Lovers. So, I think the whole story is pretty crazy. Definitely everyone's fucked, but why is he not arrested yet? They definitely were fucking us, but were they fucking kids? Who knows? I'm sure there's going to be a lot more to come out about that. On to who's not back but not dead. I don't have a ton. That was a lot of stuff. Student loan forgiveness. Some judge said that we're not getting our student loans forgiven. I assume they're going to fight over that for a while, so I don't think it's dead, but it's not great. I signed all my stuff online for some forgiveness. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. Kyrie Irving, also not dead but not back. He met with Silver, and then he met with Josiah, who also has some bad stuff in his record. If you look up Josiah, he was in favor of like some Holocaust over with the Uyghurs. I think that's like Muslim immigrants. I need to do more research on that, but not good for him. Kyrie Irving met with both of them, and now they came back and said that I guess he's not anti-Semitic. I don't know why. Clearly he probably is, but I guess he has to come back eventually, probably in the next like 2 or 3 games. NFL weather, Minnesota at Buffalo. That's the only game. It's supposed to be very cold, few showers, possible snow, 10 to 15 mile per hour wind. On to matchups. One of the games of the week, Noah v. Tim. Noah has Fournette, who's balling right now. We got a game on, of course. We got Seahawks Bucks going on right now, so everything's very fluid. Tim has Josh Allen banged up and Zeke banged up. Tim's projected 128. Give me Noah in the win here. Siegel Nima. Siegel projected 114 off a very good Deontay Foreman performance of 21 points. Brady and Godwin are playing right now. Brady's playing okay. Godwin hasn't really done much. Nima has Jimmy G starting. He has Wandell Robinson in his flex. He has no Joe Mixon. I don't love it. Do I think he squeaks it out? Yes. Give me Nima. Gabe waving the white flag against Navid. Navid's projected 133. Gabe's projected 98. Right now, he has Walker playing on the Seahawks doing nothing. He has no wide receiver starting. DK Metcalf already has like six. Give me Navid. Blowout. Bird is projected 80. Sean's projected 112. Bird has Lockett, who has zero so far. Kyle Pitts continues to disappoint at 4.8, and DJ Moore got 6.9. Give me Sean. Ben 124, Jan 102. Ben, I think it's gonna be two a time. Tony Pollard gonna still get a ton of run because Zeke's kind of still dead. He may be playing, but maybe not. But I assume Pollard's gonna dominate. I think Tua is gonna dominate. Jan already had Cordell Patterson get 3. Gino's at 2.7. Mike Evans is at 8. I think Ben probably dominates that matchup. And then lastly, we got me versus Eli. Another matchup of the week. I don't want to be biased, but I think it is. 127, 125. Tampa D right now is dominating. I need Seattle to put up some points. I also need DeAndre Swift to kind of still be hurt. He's playing him and Williams at the same time. He has Komet the Frog. I don't like that. When he was on my team, he was terrible. Watch, he goes off against me. I don't love that. He has no Mark Andrews. Etienne's been dominating. Dalvin Cook, I think, has a good game. Taysom Hill, I have no idea. I wanted to kind of pick up Foster Monroe, but I'm going to ride one more week with him. Give me the win because it's me who's saying it, so I'm going to do it. On to picks. Finns minus 3.5 at home against the Browns. I think that I think the Finns are going to dominate. I know that the Browns' run game is very good and our run defense is not the best, but our offense is firing on all cylinders. Hopefully, Chubb plays a little better. Game of pick of the week: Saints PK at Steelers. Steelers have no Minka. I know they get TJ Watt back. Secondary still super banged up. Saints kind of healthy. I know that they don't have their backup running back, but other than that, Olave is going to go off. I think Andy Dalton has a good game. Steelers are kind of huge frauds. I like the Saints. Billion Hippo Balls on that. And then next game is a fun one. Cardinals at Rams. Both backups, I think, are starting. John Woolard and Colt McCoy. I like Colt McCoy more than John Woolard. Give me the Cardinals +3. And lastly, let's ride Broncos +2.5 at the Titans. I think Russ eventually has to get it together. Ryan Tannehill's coming back, I think, but he's like still kind of injured. Give me the Broncos. Give me the Broncos money line and +2.5. We'll see how that works. Have a good one.